Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A local school district is knitting together its plans for special education students, baking in the fact that it is challenging and daunting, not only for the people planning, but for the parents and students as well.
Also, a terrifying crime at an Ann Arbor home in the middle of the night. The target, a 96-year-old woman.
We'll have those stories, but we begin with hurricane-force winds and possible downpours for Metro Detroit.
Ben is tracking a big severe weather system out to our west. Let's head to him.
Yeah, guys, when we were looking at this line earlier today, I mean, these wind speeds, 90, 100 miles per hour, actually being measured across parts of Illinois and Iowa. Now, this has relaxed a little bit, but you can see that is still an angry line of thunderstorms. You can see the severe thunderstorm warnings that have been posted right ahead of that line as it starts to advance a little bit closer to southeast Michigan. There's also a severe thunderstorm watch that extends all the way to Lansing and Jackson, so we are not included in that watch, but likely we are going to be seeing something from this line as it gets a little bit closer to us. The severe risk tonight is slight, at least for the western half of the state, or the area, I should say, eastern half under the marginal risk as we finish things out. So this is the bottom line. 7 to midnight tonight is the window that we're watching. We may see a storm or two pop up before that main line gets here, but generally it's going to be about 8, 9 o'clock when that main line starts to move into the west zone. Damaging winds will be the biggest threat. Straight line winds, we've seen dozens, if not hundreds of reports of that out to the west, and the strongest will be on the west side. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at the timing of that because there is some optimistic information that we're just getting in here. We'll run that for you in just a second. Don't forget to download the Local Forecasters app. It's just one of multiple sources of weather information that you'll need in a situation like this. Download it for free in your app store by searching WDIV. Guys?
All right, Ben. Or the top story, the attack on an elderly woman. Police say a man broke into her home through a window in the middle of the night and sexually assaulted her.
Yeah, tonight this 25-year-old is being charged for that attack on a 96-year-old woman. It happened at the Colonial Square Co-op on Williamsburg Road last week. Sean Lay has an update on how that woman is doing.
We are talking about a 96-year-old woman. We've been speaking to her friends. They say she is so well known, so well liked in this community. They also say she is so strong. They've been checking on her, and tonight they're telling us she is okay.
It's amazing because I was just seeing her walking that the day before down to the office area.
Gary Ball and so many that call Colonial Square Cooperative in Ann Arbor home care so much for the 96-year-old who is known for being so sharp, so active.
She's about as active as you would see somebody maybe in her early 60s.
But now also known for becoming the victim of an unspeakable, vicious attack. 3:40 in the morning last Tuesday, a man broke through the woman's back window. It was not a burglary. He broke in, police say, to sexually assault the woman.
Oh, I was shocked. Anybody had to be sick to do something like that. A 90-some-year-old woman? I just couldn't believe it. I thought they're either mentally deranged or on drugs.
Ann Arbor Police, along with Michigan State Police, they spent hours investigating, going over every inch of that back window to lift a fingerprint to look for any DNA. What they found led them to a neighbor, 25-year-old Dejan DeJour Lynn. Tonight, close friends of the woman say she is safe and she is showing incredible strength as the complex alerts each and every resident of what happened with these red flyers on every door. Let's also update you what's happening with the suspect here, Lynn. He's being held tonight in the Washtenaw County Jail without bond. In Ann Arbor, Sean Lay, Local 4.
All right, Sean, well, it's the big story of the day, the possibility of no Michigan or Michigan State football this fall.
What kind of fall is that? Everyone is asking. Well, according to a report, the majority of the Big Ten has voted against having a season because of the coronavirus. Let's get back to Bernie with more on the reaction to this. Then, Bernie, some student athletes and coaches are saying they want to play, and that includes Jim Harbaugh.
That is correct. It does include Jim Harbaugh. There are several athletes who want to. However, the Big Ten presidents are holding an emergency meeting at this hour. The decision is whether to have a football season as COVID rages on. Remember, over the weekend, the Big Ten presidents voted 12-2 to cancel the football season. But tonight, they are voting on a final decision. They'll make that public tonight or tomorrow. We've got highlights. And you'd have to imagine they'd vote to cancel on Saturday. If they voted to cancel on Saturday, they would cancel today or tomorrow at the latest. Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren is trying to get everyone on board for a spring football season. Again, the presidents are voting as we speak. Hope to have a decision later in sports. We just got word that Ohio State is going to vote to play. So from that 12-2 goes to 11-3. And another conference has just weighed in. The Mountain West Conference is canceling their football season. They're moving it to the spring. Kids, back to you. We'll see you in sports.
Yeah. All right, Bernie. So Michigan's universities weighing that decision as cases continue to climb here.
Yeah, today the state reported another 557 cases with 8 deaths. We're tracking weekly averages on clickondetroit.com, and for the past 7 days, we saw an average of 653 cases. Today, Northville Public Schools announced back-to-school plans. Families will have the option to start online for the month of September, then go in person or just go virtual for the entire first semester. Right now, a lot of parents are still anxiously awaiting on their school district's decision for either in-person learning, online, or a mix of both.
But for parents of children with special needs, the move to online learning poses a unique challenge. Paula Tutman shows us how one district is working to make that transition smooth for students and parents.
The Rochester Community School District announced last week that it'll start the year with 100% remote learning. Today, the Rochester Community Schools District is still knitting together plans to address its population of about 1,800 special needs students.
We've had a team of over 100 people working on our instructional model all summer.
Each student will have their own individualized plan of service and support based on what's written in their IEP. It won't be the exact same amount, but it will give them direct contact on a regular basis.
Students who are higher functioning will get remote sessions, and parents will get companion materials.
We will have kits prepared bi-weekly with materials and resources that families can do with their students while they're at home. Is not the same as having a special ed provider in person, but it is an additional means of support outside of just that virtual screen time.
The district is actually looking at ways to give some parents tools to help with that specialized learning they've been getting in the classroom. But the most vulnerable will be the low-functioning students who cannot self-toilet or self-help. Think about an IEP or individualized education plan. For all intent and purposes, it is customized education based on the abilities or inabilities of students. Many special needs students cannot self-start, stay focused. They need one-on-one individualized attention from a designated aide for even small successes, and it means those things just plain disappear in a remote learning setting. And in fact, the idea of the law, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, was not written for off-site learning, only in in-school settings.
So it's difficult to send staff into those environments when we don't know the safety precautions.
It means that single parent who works in food service, for instance, while their kid is in school, may lose on every level, and so too that child.
They may have to make a choice, and sometimes it's not an easy choice.
What's really important here is that when parents have a need, they engage with their school district, they engage with their administrators, they engage with their teachers, and we work together to come up with the best possible plan in a very uncertain environment.
You know, I've talked to a lot of educators about this one, and they confide that they do believe that there will be a lot of students who simply will not be able to perform remotely the way they would with face-to-face or in-person learning, and that there's just going to have to be a focus later on reclaiming these abilities once school is able to return to, well, whatever normal is going to be. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
That the question. All right, Paula, now whether virtual or in person, so many parents right now dealing with questions, struggles, and challenges as they work to make the best decisions for their families. And that's why we are holding an Education for All town hall this Thursday evening at 7 p.m. It'll be on our website at clickondetroit.com. Paula and I will be joined by education leaders from across Metro Detroit to answer your questions. And to make sure that those questions are asked, please take a moment and submit your question. You can do that by going to clickondetroit.com.
Well, deputies need your help to find the two men who broke into an ATM and got away with a lot of money.
They said the men used chains and a crowbar to get into the ATM at the Chase Bank on 10 Mile near Napier in Lyon Township. Deputies later found the truck in these photos abandoned with $1,200 cash and drawers from the ATM scattered around it. The truck was stolen out of Redford Township. Deputies say there was $170,000 in the ATM at the time of the theft, so there is a cash reward if you can help deputies make an arrest. It started off as a simple breaking and entering investigation, but a Downriver police officer ended up making a life-saving discovery.
Southgate police found this severely malnourished dog named Otis inside a home. They rushed the animal to a hospital, and tonight this is what Otis looks like. He's out of the hospital and he's healthy. Kim DeGiulio shows us how you can now get involved in helping him.
A Southgate patrol officer was responding to a call in this Southgate neighborhood. When she got to the house, she found something which was much more concerning than what the original call was for. Southgate patrol officer Morgan Parrish was responding to a breaking and entering call.
The homeowner was showing me some damages and stuff, and he had showed me a room that he had this dog in.
She took one look at the dog and knew she had to act fast.
He was completely skin and bone.
Morgan called Downriver Animal Control officer Sarah Pappas, who was able to get a search warrant within hours.
He was curled up in a ball on the floor. We definitely thought he had already passed.
Thankfully, he was alive, but his condition was bad.
His skin was like shedding off because he was so malnourished.
The dog was taken to the Woodhaven Animal Hospital to receive immediate attention. It took some time, but now 2 months later, that same dog that Morgan found on her breaking and entering call has completely transformed.
And he's gorgeous. He has made like a complete 180 transformation.
His name is now Lucky because he's lucky to be alive. And let this be a lesson to anyone who finds themselves in a situation like Morgan did. It's better to be safe than sorry.
But I would rather go on calls that are nothing than not get called to a call where a dog could die within a few days because it's in that bad of condition.
Lucky is now available for adoption. He's looking for a loving family. If you're interested, call the Wyandotte Animal Adoption Center. In Wyandotte, I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
Lucky is right. All right, Kim, we are following breaking news from Washington, where President Trump abruptly ended his coronavirus briefing a short time ago and was escorted out by Secret Service. Here's a look at what happened.
The way they're going, it looks like they're just about going to be topping records, hopefully soon. Excuse me?
That was the Secret Service. You couldn't quite hear them, but they were telling him he needed to get outside. The president has since come back in, or out, I should say, because they're outside, and said there was a shooting involving law enforcement outside the White House, but the White House was given the all clear just a short time later. The president, in fact, is speaking right now. A live look at the White House. So they are back inside the press room. You can watch this all at clickondetroit.com. And, of course, a full recap coming up on NBC Nightly News at 6:30. But some very dramatic moments he had just started speaking, had barely said much at all before he was escorted, asked to leave the room by Secret Service, all because of a shooting happening not far from the White House. We'll continue to follow that. More to come here at 6, including an unintended side effect of the pandemic.
Why more and more people are losing their hair right now, and it doesn't matter if you have coronavirus or not.
And deputies say this is not a man you want to see on the other side of your front door. What a Ring doorbell camera captured him doing